see the miracles, if we can see the miracles, then we can see that God is doing things in our world today. And miracles are not just limited to the Jewish people. Of course, we have a major role to play in what's happening in the world today. The concept of redemption, of bringing true peace to the world by serving God, by being the example to the nations of the world. That's our destiny. We're trying to fight it, and that's why we suffer. All the troubles that we have today is because we're not willing to accept our destiny. We'll be forced to accept it because that's our destiny. We have no choice. And you know, every nation of the world has a guardian angel watching over it except Israel. God himself watches over us there. And we're the only nation in the world whose survival is guaranteed by God. No other nation has such a guarantee. And one of the reasons I come here, my friends, is because I'm an American too. And I love this country. I still do. The founding fathers of this country were godly people. When they established this nation, they included God as a partner, a full partner. And I dare say today our leadership is throwing God out. We don't need you anymore, we can handle it ourselves now. When you throw God out, it's like pulling the foundations out from under a building. The building is starting to crumble, and if you look, you can see it with your own eyes. America is not what it was, and I'm worried about the future of America. I'm not coming here to plead for Israel. I'm coming here to plead that you do something to stop America from its downfall. Because it's going to fall. Unless it brings God back. And I dare say one of the ways to bring God back is to do an illogical thing and stand with the state of Israel, not for political reasons, but for biblical ones. And even to defy the leaders of Israel if they go against the biblical purpose that they were destined to fulfill. The land of Israel belongs to the Jewish people. The Jewish people were meant to come home from all of the world. Now that's also amazing. The very fact that there is one Jew alive in the world today is a miracle. We should have disappeared a long time ago. We were scattered among the nations. How did we maintain our identity over 2,000 years? And when you add to that the fact that we have begun to come home to the very land that God exiled us from, exactly as it was written in the Bible, that we're coming home now from all over the world. There were Jews from all over the world coming back to this tiny country, that we succeeded in reestablishing Jewish sovereignty when everybody, including many of our own leaders, were against the concept. We've rejuvenated the ancient language of Hebrew. I think we have like 3 generations now who don't understand any other language than Hebrew. These are miracles that are inexplicable. And when you see the miracles, and you know this is a godly process, because these are things that were predicted in the Bible, how can you not look at it a little bit closer and say, wait, how does this going to affect me as a person and America as a nation? America is a great nation, but it's not going to stay that way. It can. There's a slight chance that it might, and that's only if we bring God back. And I think it's the Christian Zionists who have the biggest hope of trying to bring that concept back. And I find it one of my needs to help encourage those Christians who recognize what's going on today as a biblical process into continuing the path that they're taking. So when I come, I have many different purposes now. One is, of course, to encourage my brothers to come home, which is a very, very difficult thing to do. They don't want to hear about it. And this is not a new story either. Back in the 30s, the Jews didn't want to leave Europe. They didn't want to leave Germany. They felt that was their country. They grew up there. Their parents grew up there. For generations, they had been part and parcel of these countries. And if someone would tell them to leave, they would be angry at them. They would throw rocks at them and call them names. There was a man by the name of Zev Jabotinsky who went through Europe talking to the Jews, saying, the ground under your feet is on fire. Leave! And they perished because they didn't listen. They didn't want to hear. I don't see at this point fire going under the ground in America. I don't even want to think that America could be an anti-Semitic state. But look what's going on in America today, and all over the world today, with the influx of Muslims, with the tremendous power that they're getting over France. France is under the control of the Muslims today. And look what's happening in this country. They're growing like mushrooms. They want to put their own laws into effect here. It's a frightening thing. I don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. But I do know that the destiny of the Jewish people is to come home. And it can happen in two ways. I tell my people, you have a gift today. There's a gift that God gave us. The gift is we can choose. We can choose to come home because we want to demonstrate our faith in God and our love for God. That choice will be taken from us. I don't know when, but it will be taken from us. And when it is, it will not be a demonstration of our faith in God. It will be no choice. You just have to go home because there's no other choice.